Hello folks, so welcome to the saw shop again, and here we have a saw that I've never run one of these, nor have I ever worked on one. This is I don't know if you can see that, lighting's not that great, a Stihl 034 AV, and it's a red lever. For those of you who think that that's special, and came into the shop, and my guess is that it needs an impulse line, just by the way the operator or the owner described it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know where the air cleaner is, but I guess I'll have to ask him where that's at. But we're gonna dig into this a little bit and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. It does run. I threw some gas in it, just down the carburetor, and that it fired. So I don't know what's wrong with it. So we're gonna take some covers off here and see if we can't figure out why it won't run. And I've said this before on the channel, and you know, Stihl chainsaws are great, but I find them difficult to work on. But we'll see if we can get this one running. There you go. With any luck, I won't have to, really dig into this one a lot, but hopefully it's just the impulse line. But I'm not sure. I'm going to take this bar and chain off just because it makes it a little bit, just more difficult to work on. So we'll get this bar and chain off of here. This one has this is a 24-inch, well, I guess Stihl calls it a 25-inch bar. But we'll get this off. There, now it's a little bit easier to move around. Scared me there for a second. Chain brake was on. I don't know. The impulse line is really stiff, but I don't know if that's going to be what it is or not. I don't see any brakes in it, but it is very stiff. So I might have to do a carb rebuild on this, and boy, I don't know if I'm gonna have any parts for it. I'll have to check. I'll have to get it off and see. Let's see. Where's my too small? That one's gonna be too big, so that's too small. Everything's too small. imagine it's going to be an 8mm. I have no idea where my 8mm is. Right there we go. All right, I'm gonna have to pause you. I have to gather up a few tools here to be able to. Oh, here we go. There. Okay, well, that worked. Not ideal, but got it worked. Okay, now let's see here. Okay, we can move the choke lever out of the way. And get the fuel line off. Maybe before I do that, I'm going to just open the fuel tank, vent it in case there was any pressure. Okay, fuel line's off. Let's see if I can get this throttle linkage disconnected. The little block for the idle low jet and high jet removed so that I can get to it. And there's the carburetor. So this is a Zama carburetor S46. And then over on this side it says C3A. I'm gonna have to look in my stuff to see if I have any rebuild kits for that. I'm not sure I do, but we'll have to check that. All right. The fuel line seems to be okay. And that really the impulse line is not, it's very stiff, but I don't see any holes or cracks in it anywhere. But let me take off the carburetor here and see what we look like. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of fuel in the carburetor. And this is the fuel pump side. Looks clean. Well, it's clean on that side, but fuel pump seems to, I don't know, it's a little crispy, but feels like it should work. Now there is some debris in this little vent hole right here, but I don't know. that back together on this side, and I'll check the metering lever side. The screw was not very tight, so I don't know, maybe somebody was in this before it came to me. I don't know. But let me open up this side and see what we see. So it's I haven't really been running any chainsaws lately. It's been pretty cold. It's going to be, I don't know, probably 10 below 0 Fahrenheit tonight. Last night it was below 0. Boy, none of these screws are very tight. Maybe it wasn't pumping fuel because the screws were so loose. Like I said, I don't know if anybody's been in this or not. A lot of debris on the vent side of this side of the carb. Now let's see, somewhere I have a metering lever for a Zama. There's my Walbro metering lever gauge. All right, I'm gonna have to find my metering lever gauge for the Zama carb. So, okay, so got my metering lever gauge, and I have never used it. I just took it out of the package. I've never worked on anything that's needed carb work with a Zama carburetor. So, let's see, what did I say this was? A C3A. So that's it right there. I don't even know how to. This is an interesting design. Right there. Looks like we're a little high on the metering lever. So let me just try bending that down a little. Definitely high, but I don't know, something something doesn't look right. So let me take this out. The metering lever is really loose on the little rod that it tips on or rotates on, and I don't know, it just didn't look right, but hopefully it's I can tighten that up just a little bit. It's very loose on that rod. Well, that's a little better. I mean, overall, the carburetor looks clean. You know, had some fines in where the vent, you know, in the cover. But other than that, it looks nice and clean. I'm gonna start that screw a little and see if we can get this to go in without losing the spring. There we go. All right, tighten that down. Okay, that's tight. Wait. Still seems to be high though. I hope I'm using this. I hope I'm using this right. But it seems high. Okay, well, I lowered it some. This one seems to be okay. So we'll get that back on, we'll get it back together. Make sure that these screws are all tight since they all seemed a little bit loose. And then we'll put it back together and see if it'll fire. I mean, the saw is dirty, but it's in really nice shape. No broken plastic or anything. For a saw of this age, it looks pretty good. No, I'm not going to. I'll take it outside and I'll try to start it, but I'm not going to stay out there very long. You know, it's already getting to be below zero. But we'll get it together and see what it does. I like this because this one has an actual choke in it, not like the the 260 and I think maybe the 038 doesn't have an actual, it's got that kind of choke in the air filter, and I don't really like those. But, all right, now let's get the oh, where's my small screwdriver? Small screwdriver to get the throttle linkage to move so I can get the throttle lever in there. There we go. Okay, throttle lever in. And now we'll throw the boot back on for the high and low adjustment. Choke levers in place. We'll throw the fuel line back on. Okay, fuel line's on. We'll zip these these two nuts back on. I'm not going to put all the plastics back on. I'll just take it outside the way it is. So hopefully it's just those screws that hold the carburetor together that were loose, and hopefully that's all it is. Okay. Well, all right. So let's take it outside and see what we can do. Okay. Oh, it's pretty chilly out here. Choke is on, and let's see if we can get it to fire. Well, it's not looking like it. Does not seem to be wanting to go. Okay. Well, let me get some fuel. I'll dump it down the carb. See if we can get it to fire. Of course, I haven't checked the high and low jets to see where they're set, but it runs, and of course I didn't bring my screwdriver out. I better hold on to that. That's one of the chain catches. Okay, well, I think it's I'm gonna rebuild that carburetor, and I think I am gonna replace that impulse line. It seems like it's definitely carb related or impulse related. So yeah, anyway, I'll put this up. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll come back to this and see if we can get it up and running.